Hi, I'm Rabbi Schaefer, and I'm very proud to collaborate with the National Council of Young Israel to present to you the Shmuz on the Parsha each week. I hope you find it food for thought. I wish you a good Shabbos.
The three angels come to Avram. One of them has the message that the next year at this time, Sarah will have a child. The pasuk tells us that Sarah began laughing inside. The Sforno, one of the commentaries, explains why Sarah laughed. Sarah viewed these three men as great men, maybe even prophets. But she understood that what she needed was much more than what a mortal man could give her. She needed resurrection of the dead. She was an old woman. For an old woman to now have a child was such a miracle that a prophet can't accomplish it. It's something that only two forces in the world can accomplish. Either Hashem's direct intervention or a prayer that finds favor in Hashem's eyes. She looked at these men as maybe great men, maybe prophets, maybe as great as Elisha. But they weren't great enough to accomplish what she needed. She needed a miracle of even greater proportions. Therefore she left because she assumed they could not do it. And this Sforno teaches us an interesting concept. Elisha was a prophet. If you remember the story, there was a woman who was a very righteous woman, and she found herself without any means of sustenance. She asked Elisha for help. Elisha said, borrow all the vessels from your neighbors. Bring in the pitchers, bring in the pots, bring in everything you can. She filled the house with pitchers and pots. And then Elisha said, take a little bit of oil, close the door. And Elisha began pouring. He poured, and the little bit of oil kept increasing and increasing, filling pitcher after pitcher, pot after pot, until every one was filled. And then Elisha said, stop, and the oil stopped. That's an amazing miracle. That's an amazing accomplishment. Sarah Imenu looked at these three men as people on the level of Elisha. That they can do. But what I need is much greater than that. I need something that's the equivalent of resurrecting the dead. For an old woman to now become young, to now be able to have a child, is well beyond the ability of a prophet. There are only two forces in the world that can accomplish this. Either God's direct intervention or a prayer that finds favor in God's eyes. And this Sforno is teaching us a powerful concept. My prayer is powerful. A prayer that finds favor in God's eyes can be more powerful than even a prophet, greater than Elisha. You don't need to go to find a holy man. You don't have to find some great hidden tzaddik. You open your heart, you turn to God, and you say the words, help. And that prayer can be so powerful, and that prayer can move mountains. Sarah said the words. They can't do it because she looked at them as regular mortal men. The only thing that could accomplish what she needed was a prayer that finds favor in Hashem's eyes. And this Sforno is very illustrative of the power of prayer, the effect of our words, of turning to Hashem in honest entreat and asking for help.